traders. I'll take a look at the charts. So oil on the 60-minute chart. After the Middle East tensions, we moved up here. We pulled back. After that, settled down a bit. Pulled up a little bit. Invents yesterday dragged this up. But now we've got this distribution pattern. So this formed a hammer in the daily chart, but we've actually closed a little bit lower underneath the hammer. So I would just leave it. And this looks, with the fact that we're distributing, looks as if we could have a little bit of a crescendo and get right back down to these lows again. Anyway, the best thing to do is to leave it, is to put that to one side for the moment. You can see there's the lower close. So nothing straight on the oil. The Dow is naturally a very weak, very shallow bar, with US being away, enjoying Thanksgiving. But we are sitting above this fib level, so a pullback to 12,820 or 12,800. If we hold that tomorrow, then we could start to see a move up into this sell zone here. I would very much like to get short up here, and that would give us a nice overbought signal on the RSI. And there's something of a head and shoulders here. So we have already moved up on that. So, and have a look at the pound daily. That has just stayed inside yesterday's bar, so really sideways. The euro is pretty flat as well. Moved into a buy position and moved into a sell position, so we're trapped in this range at the moment here, so I wouldn't touch it tomorrow either. The pound yen is coming off at a major level of resistance, as shown here. This is a reversal bar. Far from shorting it, I would love to get long down here. The last time we fell from here, that we didn't hold. I mean, it is shortable if you're prepared to have your stop up there at 132.55, say, and then take a drop under the 131.30 level. And if we do come down here, then you'll get a chance to get a stop to break even at least, to see if we can break through here. But I think this will hold. If we look at the weekly chart now, so I know we've only got 4 days out of 5, but this is a nice breakout pattern. I would expect these lower levels here, 129, 129.50, to hold for a possible breakout. One thing to note here is this is the Nikkei on the weekly chart. Had 2 huge weeks of buying here, hence the reason why the yen has got sold. We're just coming into that resistance there now, but a pullback in this one might see this bust through here. Japanese elections are coming up, and the main ticket a lot of the politicians are playing on is the need that they want to do a lot more quantitative easing. And Japan's been stuck in a rut for a very long time with horrendous deflationary pressures, and the strong yen has been killing their, or certainly restraining their manufacturing base. So, this part of Asia is doing extremely well. If you look at that up against the Dow weekly, you can see that that's nowhere near as strong. We do look as if we are going to close. If we can hold this level here and maybe close a little higher, then it does bode well for pullbacks into these areas here. pattern. In fact, this is a good reversal pattern at the moment, because if we've had a new low here, we could potentially cloud last week's price action if we close up here. A new low here after this downtrend, close above here, and that's a rejection of these lows. So 13,250 is the major resistance level up here. If we get a full bounce into year end, and that might be the place to get short. We'll see. We'll keep a very close eye on that. Right, back to the dailies. So all the price action, here's the pound Aussie dollar, just moving sideways. There's the Aussie US, just moving sideways, sitting on 50%. A couple of a few bottoming tails here. So we seem to be seeing some buying here on the back of this hammer. So we could break out here. Would I trade that? No. I'd want some more. I want to see a good close above, just a little high there, above 104. If we close above 104, I would look to get long, but it would have to be convincing, because we have spent a long time in this fib zone. And there's the oil again. There's the FTSE. So FTSE's had a good day, and all this quiet market period we've had. This is a decent week up here, and we close above 5,800 into the weekend. Then that bodes very well for a retest of 5,900. So, but we've got to be wary of. We're only just closing above the daily 50 EMA there. So we need to be careful, because if we start breaking this level here, we could easily come down and retest this 50%, and who knows, maybe even lower. So again, this is a time just to manage your stops if you're in any trades, and take it easy. Okay, so before we go, let's have a look at the dollar pairs. The US dollar CAD. Now that is interesting chart. That's a very interesting. This is probably one of the most interesting charts out there. Why? Because we've got the 200 EMA creeping under this fib area, and we've got the 50 EMA going right through this price level. So again, new low, close above. This is rejected the lows here. So with the sideways to wick action in the oil, that is giving us scope for a potential little break up here and a retest of 50% or higher in the dollar. That is definitely tradable. This is probably the only swing trade I can see here, and the reason why I like it is because it's low risk. You get a very tight stop on this. If you get a pullback to 99.70 and a stop under 99.45, to see if we can retest and break through this 50%. Let's look at the other. Let's look at US dollar Swissy. Right, so a little bit of. I wouldn't trade that, but certainly look as if it might be holding. Massive fib support, a lot of price action along that level. And US dollar yen, again, just like the pound yen, a little bit of that is a reversal setup. That has to be extended from the 80 EMA. Let me just check that. Yeah, the 80 EMA is 81.64. This is a good reversal setup. So if we break that low there, you have a stop above 83. We've got a lot of support there, so the risk reward ratio is poor. It's going to come into a lot of support at 81. I would leave it. As with the pound yen, I would look to buy pullbacks rather than sell. So sit tight. I see more strength in the yen pairs, more weakness in the yen. Okay, so the only one, if you want to get involved and engage this market, is the US dollar CAD. Otherwise I would just literally sit on your hands. Okay, and see you at the next update. Happy trading.